Hello, fellow Zimbabweans. It's me again, Langton Chirinda, an independent presidential candidate or aspirant in the 2018 elections. Today I'm going to pass on a small comment about the cabinet reshuffle that was done in Zimbabwe by our current government. What I want to say is, in the perspective of an African proverb, it says, no matter how long a log remains in the water, it will never become a crocodile. What this means is that you can change the same people, but the very fact that it is the same people can never give you different results. Because that's one of the celebrated definition of stupidity, is doing the same thing every time and expecting different results. And apparently it looks like that's what we are doing, even in this cabinet reshuffle. I'm not trying to undermine what the president is trying to do, but the question is, does that change anything if you use the same person to reshuffle them from one ministry to another since 1980? What value would that provide to the nation? I think we need fresh minds. We need fresh mindsets. We need fresh hands. Because time alone has shown us that those that we are reshuffling, they have nothing to show for the 37 years they've been in government. Even for 20 years, even for 15 years, even 10 years is long enough for us to question, to ask, what sort of results have we gotten? There is a saying which says that anything that's not measured will never get done. I'll repeat it again. That anything that is not measured will never be done. So the very fact that these guys know that they cannot perform and yet they can still keep their jobs will make them not perform at all. Because what is the motivation to perform if they cannot be fired? And this is the crux of the question that I have in this reshuffle. To say, there is evidence that many, if not all of them, have failed to drive the ministry that have given them since 1980 or even 20 or 15 years ago. And what's the point of moving them to another ministry instead of chucking them out of the system? Because the results are justifying an action of chucking them out. They've produced nothing. And why do we have to keep bringing back and forth? Changing names of ministries is not going to change their mindset. They don't have the capacity, neither do they have the zeal and the moral courage and the moral conscience to serve the nation. If I were them, using my moral conscience, I would actually resign. Because in other countries where I live, like in Australia, people resign if they have been given a key responsibility, and after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, let alone 37 years, they have nothing to show. They must have the guts to say, well, time alone has shown that I'm not able to produce. And this is my comment to the cabinet reshuffle, to say, it's just a waste of time. It means nothing in the scheme of value. What change does it bring? This will not take us anywhere. And this is why we need new hands. This is why we need fresh hands. It's not an attack on those who are already in power or in government. It's simply a proposition to say, let us get some new ideas. Let us get some new minds to drive our economy forward. And that's my comment on the cabinet reshuffle recently. All I am saying is, it's the same old, same old. Changing different ministerial names and stuff does not change anything. As long as those who are leading those ministries have been the ones we have known and seen since 1980 or since 2000, it's not going to change our fortunes. It's not going to change the direction of this country. It's not going to solve the problems that we have right now. We have unemployment, we have no cash, we have issues to do with health system, it's collapsed, and we even the road infrastructure is just pathetic. It's not going to be changed by this reshuffle. I thank you.